Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're doing another tutorial. This tutorial is a remake of an old tutorial. Is to create an animation blueprint, basic animation blueprint. But this time we're going to be doing it in Unreal Engine 5. As you can see here, I removed the default animation blueprint over into this mannequin. I mean, the movement and everything works, just that it doesn't have any animation. It's just like frozen still. So now we're gonna be making an animation blueprint that is basically a logic system that determines what animation plays at what time. Right now you can do this on any 3D model you like. Right now I'm gonna be using the default Unreal Engine mannequins. This one, the Queen model. It has 3 animations. Also, it has a falling animation which is stored over in the menu section over here, the for loop here. And the content over here, we're gonna be creating a new folder called NMBP. Right now, I know I'm just creating a folder to store just one item, but well, you don't have to worry. Actually, no, we will store like two items because we need another thing for that. First of all, we need a blend space 1D. This thing. You can click on that and choose anything. Choose the skeleton of the model you chose. I'm gonna choose this one. I think it's this one. Walk. Idle to walk. I'm gonna call it idle to walk. This is basically like a blend from walking and standing still. So as you can see here, it opened up into this menu. Shows the character over here, the model. We go and get the idle animation for this model. Yes, the Queen idle animation is like that. Over here there is this horizontal axis. You expand that, and you see the minimum axis is 0 and the maximum is 100. Change that to 600. Because the actual blueprint, the character for controlling the player moves at around 600. So if you this is the maximum, which is the point where the running occurs. Right now we added this idle animation. It will be at 0 over here, and now we are going to add a walk forward. Not this one, walk. I'm gonna set that to 300. And now we're gonna add the run forward over here at the end. We type in 600. Okay, now I've added this. The idle is at 0, the idle animation. And the walking animation is at 300, around 300. And the run animation is at 600. As you can see, hold control to set the preview point, and I can preview at which speed it's playing in the animation. So if the player is moving at speed of 300, it walks. If the player is moving at speed of 600, meaning that 6 meters per second, it runs like that. So now we have like a gradient of animation, a blend space. Yes, a blend space 1D. Yes, that's good enough. Now we save this and close that. Now we made the blend space 1D. Now we create the animation blueprint. So you right click animation and animation blueprint over here, and set that to the skeleton, the same skeleton as you chose before. And I'm gonna call that Queen. I'm gonna call that NMBP, or you can call it tutorial NMBP. You can call it whatever you like. Don't call it as the same as I am. Just call it to the style you like. So now we created that. We have an event graph over here. Try get pawn owner. So now we need to get the speed of the player. This pawn owner is the actual character player that you control. So you do this. Get velocity like that, and do vector length like this. from the return value, vector length. And now we promote this vector length variable and call that speed. We attach this to the event blueprint update. And before we do the speed thing over here, we need to drag this aside over here and drag from the return value of try get pawn owner and do is valid. So that it would so that you can still add the animation blueprint even though it's not inside the a character blueprints. Now we did this. We also we drag from this get pawn owner get movement components, and we do is falling over here. Promote that to variable and name the variable is falling or is in air. This so that we know if the player is falling through the sky or walking. Now we have two values stored in this animation blueprint. We compile and save. Nothing changes over here in the preview because we haven't done anything over here. Type in state machine, add new state machine. As you can see, add new state machine. We call this animation. This will have all the animation inside. And over here you double click it and it opens a new window. Shows this entry thing over here, and we add state. And we type in idle run, like that. We double click that, and in the asset browser over here we find the animation that we wanted, the idle walk blend space that we created. And now as you can see it has a value over here, so we drag out the speed over here and attach this directly over here. And now when we compile, now it has an animation. Great. Let's apply this to our character over here. So we go to the third person character over here, click on the model and attach the blueprint. What would we call it? Tutorial animation blueprint, not this one. We called it tutorial animation blueprint. So now we have an animation over here. When we compile and save, we walk around normally, as you can see. It has a smooth transition, and see when we walk slowly, it does a walking animation. But when we leave it at 600 like that, it walks like it's running. So right now, when I jump, there is no animation at all, like literally none. So in order to add animation, before we created the is falling variable over here. And now let's implement that into the blueprint. Right now this is a basic animation blueprint. So when the player is falling, we play the falling animation. So we add another state and call this falling, and add the the fall loop, like that. This is the fall loop. So this is the animation that is floating in midair. Let me go get that and see. This is the fall loop. It's just like it's floating in the midair constantly. It loops. And now we add that to the falling state. And as you can see, there's this arrow. It has a condition here. It requires a condition. So when this condition is true, whatever thing that's over the other side will play. If it is false, and I compile, it returns back to normal. Right now it's showing me an error because I haven't added anything to enter transition because it needs that in order for that to work. See, I click drag the is falling variable over here, the one we created earlier. Now we compile, it shows no error. And now we need a return thing, a return arrow, like that. Because if the player is falling just once, it will never return to the normal idle and run animation. So we drag is falling over here again and type in not this one, because for some reason it defaulted to not equal by default. I meant not boolean over here. We touch that, and now we compile, nothing changed in the window, but when we play, now everything works properly. And that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you guys learned something new, and see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.